I'm Chris Olsen. I had Parkinson's for 20 years, diagnosed in 2002, and 5 years ago I received a new method of medication, and that changed my life. It gave me back my mobility to a certain extent, and the last 5 years have just been wonderful, a gift because of it.
Great. I'm her husband, Harold Olsen. We've been married for 45 years.
Wow. Okay. Somewhere around there.
That's great. Terrifying sometimes. Mm-hmm. And it's quite a journey. It's kind of difficult to say because there's so many changes that have gone on over 20 years. Yeah. You know, how she was in the first 5 years is nothing like the after 10 years, and it's nothing like after 15 years, and that's nothing like after 20 years. Wow. It keeps changing all the time, as you know. Yeah. Parkinson's just keeps giving you a new challenge.
Sometimes daily.
Yeah, sometimes minute to minute and daily. And you just have to keep battling as best you can and doing everything you possibly can to maintain. Mm-hmm.
We were quite active and social. We played baseball together for several years, and softball, and volleyball. And we played summer baseball and then the winter volleyball. And we had a large team that would come back to our house and sing music with us too. We had a musical tie. People had instruments, and we all sang songs and barbecued stuff. It was the best time of our lives, really. Wow. And then I was just around 50 years old, and I was thinking I should be getting menopausal zest now so that I could play baseball better. I was kind of losing my hold. I couldn't catch a ball because I couldn't hit anymore. And, I went to the doctor. The doctor said, well, it's just age. But still, people are paying at 50. There's 60-year-old leagues and stuff. So it didn't sound right. But finally, after about 2 years, I had the diagnosis from UBC. I went to see Dr. Culm, and he said he's watched me walk in. He knew right away. Wow. And I had no idea I was going there because I had a little tick in my finger. Yeah. And I thought that's what I was, maybe a pinched nerve from baseball. Mm-hmm. I injured myself several times, and it wasn't that. It was Parkinson's. Yeah. Well, I didn't know what it was. Yeah. No experience with it at all. My son had come with me to the doctors that day, not expecting anything. Harold was working, and I just went. I walked in here with a little tick in my finger, and I walked out with Parkinson's. It's just, it was devastating. I even though I didn't know anything about it, I knew that the diagnosis was not good. Mm-hmm. And the first thing my son said, "Are you going to die?" And I said, "I don't think so. I don't think it's just going to kill me. I'll let you know. I'll find out." So we read everything we could, and took out library books and phoned people and got information everywhere. And then we went, well, we got the ammunition. We have to now fight this. Okay. And so we began the fight. Parkinson's BC. Okay. Through Superwalk and volunteering where I could. It kept me informed, well informed, and on top of things. It's one thing that if you get the information and act on it, there's a good possibility that you can live comfortably, not be in a lot of pain, because there's all kinds of things, relaxation techniques, and doctors can help, and medications, and It seems every 4 to 5 years I reach a plateau in the struggle, and when that plateau comes, that's when I have all my challenges, because it feels like I'm stepping backwards. I seem to have gained some ground, and I'm starting to feel better, and stronger, and
you're learning to cope with the
well,
issues you have to deal with as best you can.
And then you get the boom gets lowered, and I fall apart basically. Every 5 years, I just go into a puddle and go. I've got to get back up and start fighting again. And our biggest fight was the duodopa.
That was after 15 years.
Yeah, after 15 years, we fought to have duodopa paid by the government, and through Parkinson's again. And
the reason we got involved with duodopa was that the oral meds weren't working anymore. So she was taking pills like every hour and a half.
Wow.
And then getting hyperdyskinetic and freezing and couldn't swallow. Had to mush up her food and couldn't walk.
Couldn't sleep.
It was incredible.
Wow.
That's why we were so desperate to get duodopa.
So, can you explain what duodopa is?
Well, duodopa is it's an intestinal gel delivery system. She has a little pump here that delivers a minute amount of the Cinemet. It's the same medication, that standard medication for Parkinson's people. But it's an intestinal gel system that delivers it through a little tube that goes into her tummy and winds down to her intestine and releases it about every minute in a minuscule little amount that can be absorbed best at that spot.
Wow.
And as soon as we got it, like that, like flicking on a light switch.
That's amazing.
She got abilities back that she hadn't had for years.
When we were coming home that day, we stayed at the hospital all day while they did some monkey adjustments and stuff. And on the way home, I was yip-yapping about something I can't remember, and Harold pulled the car over, and he was crying. And he said, "I've got my wife back." After going through what we had gone through together, it was a statement that told me he loved me for sure. There was no doubt about it before that, but it was such a loving thing to say, and I broke down and cried too, and then we hugged and went home. It was one of those moments in your life where you keep forever.
Yeah. Well, that's really special.
Yeah. We went to UBC, to the Movement Disorder Clinic, and that's where my neurologist is. And we worked with him and the nurses from UBC in that department, and somebody from that represented the drug AbbVie, the drug manufacturer, and they just got the machine working so that.
Well, they told us about the possibility of this new therapy coming around, and asked if we'd be interested in giving it a try. So we said we would, but then it wasn't covered.
Yeah.
So
Through
pharmacare.
Oh yeah, right. We had to use our
And
extended
it wasn't
benefits.
approved yet in BC, so we made a lot of campaign advocacy with our friends and support group and letter writing, and finally we went on TV a couple of times to say how important it was, how needed it was for Chrissy, because she was in pretty bad shape at that time. But the real key was when we went to our MLA and asked him for his support. and he brought it to the health department, and I think he was pivotal in helping us get it.
I think so too.
How much would it cost if you had to pay for it yourself?
$5,000 a month.
$5,000 a month.
Yeah. Well, I don't think my future is bleak. I think my future is cutting back a lot of what we had done before, but not cutting out things, just cutting back. I was afraid, yes, before I got the Duodopa, because I was in a bad way. I was freezing, where I couldn't. I look straight ahead and I don't see or talk or it was getting to the bathroom was difficult, and I would hate to have the grandkids here, and I had an accident getting into the bathroom, so we just said we can't have them come in right now until things improve. Well, fortunately, our friends stayed in contact with us. We were friends since college days.
Oh, wow.
From the 60s and 70s, and
50-year friendships.
So they kept in contact, and they were instrumental in writing letters to the advocacy. So I mean, that's having that in your life is so important, to have people behind you and willing to help you. And I used to not want to ask people to help, and now I feel more comfortable. Because I understand that they actually want to help. So that part has helped me get through this better.
Patience is everything. You have to be patient. That it can be really tough and demanding, but that's what you have to do. You have to do what you have to do, and just keep demonstrating your care and your love.